You're not lost. You're restless, caught in a whirlwind of searching for something that feels like enough. You chase meaning, purpose, success, love, recognition, but every time you think you've grasped it, it slips away like water through your fingers. The harder you run after it, the faster it flees. The tighter you hold, the more you lose. That's because meaning isn't something you capture. It's something that emerges, something that settles in the quiet spaces when you finally stop running. In WisdomWavesAura, we explore this truth, diving into the art of finding peace, not by chasing but by pausing, by letting the noise of the world fade until the only sound left is your own breath. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man of his time, didn't write his meditations to impress anyone. He wrote to survive. His words weren't grand proclamations, but quiet confessions. Reminders to himself that everything he controlled could be taken, and everything he truly needed was already within. He ruled an empire, yet he knew that without inner stillness, all that power was just chaos dressed in gold. You feel it too, don't you? That gnawing sense that if you stop searching, you'll drown? That if you pause, the world will leave you behind. But the truth is, it's the searching that's suffocating you. The world has sold you a lie, that your life must be extraordinary to be worthwhile, that you need a grand mission, a shining purpose, a legacy that echoes through time. This addiction to purpose is just fear in disguise. Fear of facing the silence within. Fear of sitting still and hearing the raw pulse of your own existence. Until you confront that silence, nothing you build will last. You scroll through wisdom waves, seeking answers in videos, quotes, and stories, hoping they'll fill the void. You devour books, consume insights like medicine, but the emptiness lingers. It's not about knowledge, it's about depth. You don't need more information. You need to stop running from yourself. You need to sink into the stillness and learn the art of being unmoved. Stillness isn't laziness. It's not surrender or apathy. It's rebellion, a defiant stand against a world addicted to motion, to noise, to the endless pursuit of more. When you cultivate stillness, you're not retreating from life. You're meeting it head-on, stripped of illusions, masks, and the frantic need to prove your worth. Look around. Everyone is racing, chasing titles, lovers, feelings, futures, and almost no one is at peace. Almost no one can sit alone in a room and feel whole. Meaning has become a drug, a way to numb the rawness of being alive. But meaning isn't a prize at the end of a race. It grows in the quiet moments, in the unremarkable breath you didn't notice, in the thought you finally let go. WisdomWavesAura isn't just about inspiration. It's about guiding you to those quiet places where truth takes root, where you realize you don't need to make your life louder, you need to make it deeper. The Stoics didn't chase happiness or greatness. They spoke of discipline, inner strength, alignment with the natural rhythm of life. They knew peace comes not from adding but from subtracting, from stripping away the unnecessary until only the essential remains. And the essential is simple, so breathtakingly simple. You wake up, you breathe, you do what's in front of you with full attention, and you let the rest fall away. That's not apathy, it's wisdom. You've been taught that purpose is something grand, something that demands a platform, a brand, a legacy. But Marcus Aurelius wrote in the dark, alone, for himself. His purpose was to remember, to ground himself in what mattered. And what mattered was this: control your mind, act with virtue, and let the world be what it is. That's it. That's all. There's a quiet strength in walking away from the noise, in refusing to play the game everyone else is trapped in. Saying no doesn't make you weak, it makes you clear. You don't owe the world your exhaustion. You don't need to earn your existence. You don't have to chase something to be worthy of this moment. Sit still long enough, and something shifts. The thoughts slow, the panic quiets, the mind softens, and in that stillness, a voice rises, not loud, not grand, but true. It whispers, you are already enough. You don't have to become anything. You just have to return to the breath, to the wind, to the ground beneath your feet. Return to the rhythm that was always there before you tried to control it. Loosen your fists. Exhale. WisdomWavesAura is here to remind you, you don't need to chase meaning. You need to build stillness. Because meaning finds you when you're finally still enough to hear it. The world doesn't need more noise. It doesn't need more striving. It needs more people who are grounded, who can walk through chaos without becoming it, who can hold their center no matter the storm. You think you're empty because you haven't found your grand purpose. But maybe you're empty because you've been running from stillness your whole life. Stillness takes courage. It demands surrender. Surrender. It asks you to trust the silence even when it terrifies you. Sit in that quiet long enough, and you'll meet yourself, not the self you've curated for the world. Not the identity built on achievements, but the deeper self, the one that existed before the world told you who to be. That self isn't in a hurry. That self isn't waiting for meaning. It is meaning. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Not in Rome, not in conquest, not in glory, in his own soul." He returned to that place again and again, not to escape, but to remember. The path isn't out there. It never was. It's not in the next achievement, the next philosophy, the next insight. It's here, now, in this breath, in this silence. in the space between thoughts. That's where the real work begins. In the dark, in the quiet, in the stillness you've been avoiding. If you can sit there without flinching, without running, something shifts. Not suddenly, not loudly, but deeply. A peace that doesn't need explanation. A clarity that doesn't require certainty. Stop chasing meaning. Stop chasing yourself. Stop trying to fix what was never broken. You are not a project. You are not a brand. You are a living being, and your worth doesn't depend on how fast you run, how much you achieve, or how meaningful your life appears to others. Stillness is the doorway. Step through it. When you do, when you finally stop running, you'll hear it, a single quiet truth. You were never lost. You were just never still enough to be found. WisdomWavesAura isn't here to give you more noise to chase. It's here to guide you to the silence where you can finally hear yourself. Don't rush to the next thing. Don't scroll for another hit of inspiration. Just stop. Let this silence breathe through you. You don't need to find more meaning. You need to feel less noise. Sit with it. Let it hurt. Let it heal. Stillness isn't where things end, it's where you begin. The world tells you to keep moving, to keep achieving, to keep proving yourself. But what if the real proof of your existence is in the pause? What if the most radical act is to be still in a world that demands constant motion? You've been taught to fear the quiet, to see it as emptiness, as failure. But the quiet is where you find the strength to live on your own terms. It's where you discover that you don't need to be extraordinary to be enough. Every video on Wisdom is a call to return to that quiet place, to strip away the distractions and reconnect with what's real. The Stoics understood this. They didn't seek fame or validation, they sought alignment with the natural order of things. They knew that life's deepest truths don't come from chasing, but from listening. When you let go of the need to be more, you create space for what already is. You create space for peace, you create space for meaning. Not the kind of meaning that shouts from a mountaintop, but the kind that whispers in the ordinary, in the way the light falls through your window, in the sound of your own heartbeat, in the moment you choose to be present instead of searching for something else. You don't need to make your life louder to make it matter. You don't need a grand stage or a perfect plan. You need to show up for the small moments, the ones no one else sees, the ones that feel insignificant but carry the weight of truth. That's what WisdomWavesAura is about, helping you find the courage to stop, to breathe, to trust that the answers you seek are already within you. The world will keep spinning, keep demanding, keep pulling you in 1,000 directions. But you don't have to follow. You can choose to stand still. You can choose to listen. You can choose to let meaning find you. So, take a breath. Let the noise fade. Let the chase end. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are simply human, and that is enough. WisdomWavesAura is your guide to this truth. A reminder that the path to meaning isn't out there, it's in the quiet, in the stillness, in the moment you finally stop running and start living. Sit with that. Let it sink in. The silence isn't empty. It's full of everything you've been searching for.